This is the path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. On the news this evening, no and bad governance protests in Port Harcourt today. Political parties rush to meet reset deadline before council elections. Former President Obasanjo asked government to meet protesters' demands. Court summons IGP Rivers CP over police presence at council secretariats. On the foreign scene, UK terror suspects deported from Kenya. I am Kala Dakurubatubo. Good evening. Fire has razed down some buildings at Market Road. It's not at what started the Isaac Bakabak Market, but due to online fire assess personnel of the fire. An eyewitness called for help as fire raged. In another development, tricycle drivers operating along the Rumosi Slaughter and Cornerstone Junction in Port Harcourt Metropolis have expressed worry over the deplorable state of the road. In an interview with our correspondent, they said their revenue has dropped as they now spend more at mechanic workshops. Some residents of the area also shared the same concerns. They are calling for urgent government intervention.
Most people during rainy season like this, they no fit come out with leather shoe because as you reach there, you must fold your trouser. Road suppose dey accessible. Cars sef wey we dey drive, as you dey enter, something don hit under of your car, oil go start to leak.
From Rumosi Slaughter to Cornerstone, the road is totally bad. Like the road is damaged. Every three days, we have to go to mechanic. Sometimes you are driving, you hit one private car, and it's a problem. So we are pleading on the government to come and look into this road.
The money wey we dey get before don reduce well. We know they even get 50% of the money wey we dey get before. We want make government come and help us arrange Slaughter Road wey lead to Cornerstone.
We are appealing to the state governor, even to the NDDC, to come to the aid of Rumosi people.
Moving on, and bad governance protesters did not gather in Port Harcourt today for the 9th day of the protest. Our correspondent reports that the protesters were not seen at their usual meeting spots, the Federal Secretariat or Pleasure Park, although there was a strong presence of policemen in the area this morning. However, some of the individuals who chased away the protesters on Wednesday were seen hanging around the Federal Secretariat. Meanwhile, the End Bad Governance in Nigeria Organizing Committee has demanded the removal of the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, in response to the killing of some protesters. The group made the demand during a candlelight session in honor of the victims held in Ikeja, Lagos State today. Recall that the committee had declared 3 days of mourning from Wednesday to Friday for those killed during the nationwide End Bad Governance protests. In the meantime, a human rights lawyer, Henry Ekine, says the End Bad Governance protest has revealed the government's failure to effectively manage the economy as outlined in Chapter 2 of the Constitution. Mr. Ekine, the legal advisor for the Defense for Human Rights and Democracy, said he hopes the protest will prompt the government to improve the economy and prevent similar situations in the future.
This current administration under Ahmed Bola Tinubu has failed in all of those provisions under Chapter 2 of the Constitution. That is the fundamental objectives and directive principles of state policy. All of the policies that the government has conceived do not seem to satisfy any of those aspirations and objectives like the drafters of our Constitution and then our forefathers. The citizens should be able to be prosperous. The citizens should be able to be satisfied. We have avoided this kind of protest.
Ms. Aikine, however, expressed doubt that the government will implement the protesters' demand.
The expected impact by those who are expressing themselves is to voice out their position, and that has been done. We'll need to see whether the government will be responsible to be able to draw experiences from this and then act appropriately. But unfortunately, in our society, in our country, I'm afraid that successive administrations have not seemed to show any respect to citizens and then yielding to the demands of citizens. But I'm not too hopeful that they are going to make any difference. But I'm rather sure that citizens will watch, and if they do not change, citizens will continue to demand for improved welfare in this society.
Similarly, former President Olusegun Obasanjo has urged the federal government to address the grievances of Nigerians and stop pretending that all is well. He said the demands of the End Bad Governance protesters are legitimate, adding that Nigeria will not progress unless leaders and citizens embrace what he called moral rearmament. The former president spoke when he received 6 members of the House of Representatives who are sponsoring a bill for a single 6-year presidential term rotation between the North and South and rotational governorship positions among the 3 senatorial districts in the 36 states. Away from that, in preparation for the 5th October local government elections in Rivers State, political parties are working to adhere to the timetable issued by the State Independent Electoral Commission, RISEC. Parties must submit completed nomination forms by next Thursday, having already completed their primaries and gotten the necessary from RISEC. Chairman of Zenith Labour Party, Benjamin Ogbogbula, spoke to correspondent Suibi Uruwari on this.
There was a guidelines brought by RISEC, and we have been following the guidelines. On the 3rd of August, I sent a letter to RISEC informing them of my primary. We conducted our primaries. I have also gone to submit my list. They say I should hold on. We are looking up to when they will say, come and submit the list. I have done my primaries. I'm sure that in less than no time, we will call upon to submit the list and collect form and give to our candidates a RISEC form, and screening will go on. So I'm sure that nothing will stop the election on the 5th October 2024.
Mr. Ogbogbula also spoke on the challenges RISEC might face in holding the local government elections.
According to speculation, they said they have an order stopping them, but I'm sure they will vacate the order. And the issue of the protest will never be a problem because people are going about doing their businesses. Even on that side, protest did not stop my people to come out for the marriage. If there is an order, they have also have informed the political party, especially my own, that they can't come. But we don't know. It's just a speculation. When I called them, they said I should hold on. There was an order. They didn't go further to explain the kind of order they have.
On his part, the chairman of All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA, Ajente Kebiahari, said his party is ready for the local government elections despite rumors of uncertainty.
The voter register from INEC itself, but that does not stop any of the political parties. All the political parties did their primaries, including APGA. We did our own on the 3rd of August as stipulated by the RISEC guideline, because that day was the last day. So we are prepared for the election. Since the RISEC has not said anything concerning it, but all political parties are on it, though they also never monitored any of the political parties' primaries.
Mr. Hari said his party has held its primaries, but it was not supervised by RISEC due to the nationwide End Bad Governance protests.
I think that is one of the reasons why they are operating in that form. But from what I heard from a quarter, that even that injunction expired last week Thursday. So, so they are free to do something. But basically, one of the reasons why I know the reason why they are operating in this form is because of the protest, the national protest days. Also to access the office was a problem to the political parties, because they are also humans, and that is a government establishment, so they don't want any issue to.
However, the chairman of Action Democracy Party, ADP, Christian Kendrick, said his party could not conduct primary elections due to the nationwide process.
Preparations for the primaries are in top gear, so all parties, including the Action Democratic Party (ADP), were preparing for the election. However, the primaries couldn't hold because of obvious reasons, the nationwide protest. So this coming week, we'll get a new date for the primaries. For we, the Action Democratic Party, we're most concerned about how we're going to win these seats and give Rivers for good governance. However, we know that the APC had earlier declared through their caretaker chairman that they won't be part of the election. That's as far as we know. So we're not expecting to see APC in the ballot. We're also not expecting to see PDP in the ballot.
We'll go for another commercial break, but still to come, court summons IGP Rivers CP over police presence at the council secretariats. Do stay tuned.
On 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Welcome back. Now, the rest of the newscast. A federal high court in Port Harcourt has agreed to hear a motion in a case filed by an NGO, Initiative for Transparency for Good Governance, and a Rivers State resident, Joshua Rufus. The suit is against the Inspector General of Police, the State Commissioner of Police, and the Attorney General of the Federation. The presiding judge, Justice Muhammad Turaki, ordered the Nigerian Police Force to explain their continued presence at the 23 local government area secretariats. He also asked the group and Mr. Rufus to notify the governor, Siminalayi Fubara, and the Rivers State Head of Service. The judge adjourned to the 16th of August for hearing. Lawyer to the petitioner, Solomon Tamono, spoke to correspondent Emeka after the court proceedings.
There are no crises in Rivers State. I want to point out all federal parastatals in the state are going on. The only one that is not is council workers. They are not politicians and they are not political appointees. So you can't stop them from carrying on their own duty. That is why the court granted hearing in a vacation court. Millions of Rivers indigenes are just there in their houses crying because they could not access local government identification letter because the councils were closed down. They should allow access to these workers so Rivers indigenes can access local government identification letter to apply for the Ignite Employment and also federal loan to undergraduates. It's going on now.
As part of activities to mark the 2024 International Youth Day, the Abua Odua chapter of the National Youth Council of Nigeria, NYCN, has announced a one-day symposium at Emila Gong Community in Abua Central. In a press statement, the Abua Odwa NYCN youth leader Ipegan Omubo Inegim said the event will be held on Saturday, 10th August by 9 a.m. Ms. Amubo Inigem also said the Chief Executive Officer of EBEN UK Resources, Ebenezer Isukarari, and CEO Queen of Skills, Precious James, will speak on the topic Impact of Digitalization on Sustainable Development in Abua Odwa. Some dignitaries expected at the event include Governor Siminalayi Fubara, Caretaker Committee Chairman of Abua Odwa Madigi Dixon, and River State NYCN Chairman Chijoke Nwo. The theme for this year is From Cliques to Progress, Youth Digital Pathways for Sustainable Development. Elsewhere, 30 persons have been reportedly killed in Ayati village of Ukum local government area in Benue State by bandits. An eyewitness, Chima Ayati, told Channels Television that the bandits stormed the farming community yesterday evening, shooting anything in sight. He said more persons have been killed, but only 30 corpses have been recovered. This is the second attack on Ayati village in 1 month. 6 persons were killed in an earlier attack, leading to last month's violent protests in Zaki Biam. Let's look at the international scene now.
And now, we bring you news from around the world.
A British terrorist suspect, Jermaine Grant, has been deported to the UK after completing a lengthy prison sentence in Kenya. Mr. Grant was arrested in London on Thursday after arriving on a flight from Nairobi. He was jailed in 2011 after bomb-making equipment was found in his flat in Mombasa. Now a summary of the news. On the news this evening, you heard there was no end bad governance protest in Port Harcourt today. Political parties are rushing to meet a RESEC deadline before council elections. Former President Obasanjo has asked the government to meet the demands of protesters. A federal high court has summoned the IGP and Rivers CP over police presence at council secretariats. On the foreign scene, UK terrorist suspects imported to the UK after completing a lengthy prison sentence in Kenya. The news was edited by Martha Okera. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 008-721-7215. I am Kalada Kurubatubo. Good evening. Do stay tuned.